Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. I have people all the time who send me many different news sources, and of course they're doing everything that they can, which I deeply appreciate, to help keep me abreast of what's going on, because they understand the workload that I have on my plate. And of course, when I do get the opportunity to come in here to speak with you, to let you know what's going on in the world, especially here across the pond over here in the United States, it's important for me to keep my listeners informed, because I care deeply about you. Now, you have to understand, the reason why that this country is in the shape that it's in right now is because every individual person themselves will not work on their own integrity. Building relationships is very important. And I understand that most of the time it's almost literally impossible to keep healthy relationships sustained, because of all the different types of things that people have going on in their mental capacity. I mean, you get people who've been trained to believe and think a certain way, and then they actually function after that thinking and not really know what's going on, but they just choose to. When you get people who are just bad seeds, I mean, you're just going to have to come to grips with it. There are a lot of people who are just flat out bad seeds, and no matter what you do, you cannot have a healthy relationship with them. But, burning bridges in relationships can be very painful, and it can always come back to bite you. Now, mind you, I said earlier that, there are some people that you just cannot have a continual, long-standing, healthy relationship with. I'll give you an example, of a good relationship. I've known Pastor Fox now going on just about a year. And Pastor Fox, he came out here and he'd visit straightway to get eyes on, to see how we do things, what's going on. Sister Carol and I, we went out there and we stayed in their home. I think it was maybe 3 days, something like that. Didn't want to leave. Didn't want to leave at all. Now, I know Pastor Fox personally. And then we had an opportunity to spend another probably 5-6 days, something like that, with him during GOTS this year, him and his wife. And, Pastor Fox and I spearheaded that event. And what a beautiful time we had, and especially some of the relationships we were able to build. I mean, I met some good-hearted, loving, kind people. I mean, when you get to the point where you got 20 different states being represented, and they come in here to this little old country town where I live at and stuff, and to watch the joy that's inside of people's hearts, because when they came here, they saw this, like, people literally can love, and they can be genuinely for real. Well, that is the truth. We can. So I know him. I know his intent. I know Pastor Fox. I know the people that I met, and him and his wife. They're just good-hearted people. And I just believe that we're going to continue to keep that relationship until death do us part. And that's just all there is to it, because he's that kind of man of honor, man of integrity. But, it's important that you build good relationships, but you need to discern the people who you're dealing with, because, people have reservations in their hearts. They have a bunch of reservations, and the majority of their reservations control them, so they can't be as transparent toward you as they should. It's just a fact. And so a lot of times people have inward fears, inward reservations towards others, and they can't be as loving and kind of transparent because they're all jacked up based on previous experience. They can't turn the page of bad experiences in their life and then go on. It's just sad, but that's just the way some people are. I'm not going to do nothing about them. You're not going to do nothing about them. If they're not transformed by the word, hey, ain't nothing we can do. I just thought I'd say all that before I say this. If things can't go from bad to worse, because you have to understand, I'm deeply concerned. I'm a deeply concerned pastor for the well-being and the benefit of others, especially those who are under my watch, who receive me as a pastor and a man of Yah. It is my duty. It really truly is. And it's laid upon me to make sure that the remnant is informed against any type of injustices that are being perpetuated on us or against us, whether it be from any type of enemies, foreign or domestic. Now you're going to look at that religion, Christianity, nobody is the enemy. Pastor Dow don't believe like that. You have enemies and you need to know them. Whether they be in your church, whether it be in your home assemblies, whether it be in your family, or just enemies all over the place. You need to know your enemy, and then you need to know who your real true friends are. You know, a real true friend has to be test, proven, tried in order to even know the integrity of their heart. And that's just the truth. But, you know, I got a news clip right here that was sent to me, and I'm going to put the link down at the bottom just to not extend out this video. But it's pretty bad out there. I mean, it seems like we already hear about the meat glue that they put in foods. Of course, you know, we here at Straightway, we try to raise our own food. We hunt and process our own food. We try, as a matter of fact, we stay away as much as possible from processed foods. And I'll probably say that our diet maybe consists of 1% in a year of any type of food that's probably been processed. But we try to make sure we live a healthy life. It's like, you know, I could take you over my greenhouse and I could show you our greenhouse, and even right now it's filled from one end to the next with rich, deep, green, leafy lettuces. I mean, it really is. I mean, it really, truly is. All different types of lettuces. And of course, you need that because that is really, truly your main source of calcium. But, you know, there's this news thing right here, and it's good that we're divided and we're all over the place. And I'm talking about in the sense to where we can be able to collaborate on one position and then put these news sources right here in front of me, and then I can try my best to disseminate them out and get them to the people, because, you know, news that's reported in one place is not necessarily heard in the other. But this news system right here, this news reporter right here is reporting that, you know, the Consumer Reports, not only do they have known carcinogens and lead, but arsenic is found in the majority of fruit juices that children drink in the store. I mean, like I said, I mean, you can't just make this stuff up. And of course, you know, allegedly, quote unquote, they say that a lot of this comes from the pesticides, and the pesticides are supposed to be the one, you know, hey, they're still in the soil. But I tell you, brothers and sisters, that's the reason why that I plead with you to make changes in your life. I plead with you to do that because these things contain cancers, which they're clearly telling you. It's like if you take one of these drugs that they advertise on TV, and they'll tell you what it will do, but then you got a list about this long as far as the side effects, and you'd be better off not taking the thing and just dealing with your condition rather than putting yourself at risk and tearing your body up taking those wicked drugs. I mean, it's just a sad, sad thing. But when you're bound and you have no other redress or recourse of anything, what are you going to do? You're going to take the drugs because that's where your faith is. That's where your faith lies at. But every time we go into the store, I mean, what can you buy that is not going to kill you, or either later on in life is going to have you laid up drooling at the mouth in a hospital bed where you won't even know who your God is, you won't know who you are, and you won't even know who your family is because you're so chemically drug induced. I mean, it is just sad. I mean, it's sad. It's just purely sad. Known carcinogens and lead and arsenic in fruit juices. Wow. This is bizarre. I've said enough. Just check it out. I mean, it makes my heart fall out. But just check it out. It's sad. It's sad. Just pass it around so that the saints, the people out there, can be informed. Because we literally have a war on. I don't think one bit that the FDA, I don't think that there's one organization out there that has our benefit and well-being. I don't think they're trying to keep you healthy, because you can't make money off a healthy population. You have to keep folks sick. So, all these organizations can continue through insurance, keep jacking money from other corporations who it just goes on. I mean, it's just sad. I can go on all day long about the injustices that are done against. It's just literally sad. Anyway, check this out.